Is your credit score in the four, five, or sixes, and you want to be able to get it to the 700, but you just don't know how to? Tired of playing credit repair companies and they're not getting the job done for you, or you just don't know where to start? Listen, guess what? This video, I'm going to share with you how you can finesse the credit system and the credit game so you can be able to go ahead and build and maintain a 700 credit score without having to come out of pocket so much money or going through the stress and all of the headache that dealing with credit repair brings along with it. So you definitely want to tap into this video, as I'm going to be dropping some surefire gems you need to know to get your credit score up. So let's get into it.
This conversation about building up your blueprint. It's time to take it, cause time is wasted. Go grind and chase it, don't lose it. This generation need integration with information to move with. An inclination that is abiding in entertaining improvement.
Hey, what's going on, Blueprint Nation? Thanks for tapping into another dope video on how to be able to level up your finances, entrepreneurship journey, as well as your business. This is your first time tuning into the channel, hit that subscribe and that like button as we give you all of the game that you need to know in the 3 topics that I just mentioned. And more importantly, just give you the blueprint on how to do shit. So that's what we're all about here. And if this is your first time tuning in, glad to have you. Please come back. And in order to do, hit the subscribe, hit the like button. Okay. Now, like I mentioned in the intro, this video, I am going to talk about several things that many people are unaware of on how to be able to increase and build their credit score, right? The credit game is a very complex system, right? If you're not aware of it now, you definitely may have experienced it by now, but credit is something that hasn't been taught to many of us as we're growing up in adulthood. So we got to learn through the school of hard knocks. Now, although credit is the most important financial tool we can possess, there are many things that we are unaware of, which I'm going to talk about today on how you'll be able to go ahead and get your credit score and your credit profile where it needs to be, how you can finesse the system as well too, right? Let me say finesse the system as well. All right. So in today's video, you definitely want to go ahead and tune in and tap in through the entire episode and not miss any of the gems that I'm going to be dropping for you today. All right. Now, first things first, okay, I want to go ahead and talk about one thing is for the difference between credit cards and debit cards. All right. Now, a lot of people may think that they're synonymous, that they're two and the same, but that can be completely the farthest from the truth. They are completely opposite from one another. Okay. Now, when it comes to credit card, it comes with many features, benefits, and that's ultimately what you want to use, right? Because what a credit card is, it is a line of credit that is issued on a card that is issued from a bank, credit union, or another lender. So in other words, when you're using a credit card, you are using the bank's or the credit card's money. You're using OPM, other people's money, right? Versus if you use a debit card, that is an automatic withdrawal from your bank account, right? Whether it's a checking or a savings account. And guess what? A debit card only comes with pure liability and no credit building features. So basically the point I'm trying to share here is you never want to swipe your debit card. You always want to utilize your credit card for all transactions and purchases, point blank and period. All right. Reason being, number one, credit building, right? Using your debit card does not build your credit, unlike a credit card. All right. That's the reason why they call it credit card, right? Every time you use your credit card, that is you giving yourself and putting yourself in position to be able to go ahead and build credit with the financial institution that issued the credit card. All right. Also, in this day and age, using a credit card comes with benefits such as reward points, cash back, travel points. All of these things are given to your credit card versus debit cards that none of these features are attached or associated with it. So you never want to do that. And most importantly, the reason why you want to use your credit card versus your debit card, the liability protection as well too. All right. When you use your credit card, all credit cards come with a liability and fraud protection feature attached to it. So in the event that your credit card number is compromised, a hacker or identity thief or anything like that ends up using your credit card, guess what? You're not liable or responsible for the transaction or the purchase that was made on that card. Versus if you use your debit card to swipe your debit card and it ends up being compromised by that same identity theft or hacker, guess what? It's a strong possibility you may be liable for that transaction or purchase, which ultimately that's cold hard cash that you've worked for that now is being lost because simply typically what I suggest to everybody is when you open up a bank account, if they issue you a debit card, just go ahead and put it into your sock drawer or put it into your dresser, put it away, don't use it. Always use your credit card, as that is the number one and the primary source of how you want to be able to conduct transactions as well as make any purchases because, of course, of the list of features and the benefits that I've just outlined before. Okay, so again, you want to build wealth, swipe credit. If you want to stay broke, swipe debit. And I think you guys want to go ahead and build wealth. So, right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. All right. Now, moving to the next point is your credit score, your 3-digit credit score. Now, listen, most people think that your credit score is just a 3-digit number, but listen, it's more than that. This is your GPA as an adult. Right? Just all my parents out there, you assess your child's behavior and also how they're doing academically in school based upon their grade point average or their grades on their report card. Guess what? As an adult, your credit score does the same thing, right? If you're in a 4, 5, or 6s, that shows that, hey, as an adult, you're not doing too well academically or financially in the world of life, right? In order to have that A+ or be looked as an A student as an adult when it comes to financial responsibility and credit worthiness, you want to be able to have your credit score in the 700s. All right. So therefore, your credit score dictates almost everything that's consequential in your American lifestyle. Credit is the most important financial tool when it comes to your housing, when it comes to your employment. Over half of the employers does a credit check when they do their employment screening. Also, your car, right? How much money you put down on a down payment, the interest rate you're going to pay on the loan if you're financing the car. Even your insurance, the premium that you pay on your car insurance is all based on your credit as well, too. So it's very important to understand that the lower your credit score, the more money is going to end up costing you, right? I tell this to everyone, bad credit has a cost, and typically bad credit has a higher cost than having good credit. So you want to make that investment in being able to go ahead and build and maintain a high credit score, right? And not only having a high credit score, but also having the credit profile associated with it. Okay. Most people, right now, Americans are carrying over $1 trillion in credit card debt, and many life decisions are being delayed because of this debt, especially now that student loan repayment has restarted up again. Interest rates are at a high right now. A lot of people are just living paycheck to paycheck. Over 60% of Americans are basically living in this particular rat race right now. So I could imagine the burden and the stress of all of this debt is having on people. Guess what? The one way you could alleviate this, the one way you could lessen the burden and unlock financial freedom is improving your credit, right? Improving your credit score, right? And where does your credit score come from? From the 3 major credit bureaus. Checking your credit report with Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. You're making sure that you're doing things as far as making your payments on time, lowering your credit card usage and everything. These are key and fundamental tactics that you need to employ in order to be able to go ahead and build and maintain a 700 credit score. All right. So most people, when it comes to credit, they probably don't give much attention to it. They don't care about it. But usually when it's time to get to that next level, to get that career that you want to get into, that nice car, that new apartment, that new home, guess what? Credit obviously is going to play a factor to any one of these things. So it's very important to understand the importance of credit and treat it just like your child's GPA academically in school. Your credit is the same thing as an adult in your everyday lifestyle. So that's something I definitely want to make sure that everyone is aware of when it comes to credit. All right. Number 3 thing I want to talk about is, now that we talked about credit, the next thing I want to share with you guys is how to build your credit. Believe it or not as hard as you may think it is, right? You don't have to pay any credit repair companies. You don't have to go through the stresses, sending out crazy dispute letters and everything like that. You can build your credit by simply following simple strategies and changing your habits and mindset about credit. Okay. Number one, making sure that you're paying your payments on time. Your payment history accounts for 35% of your credit score. So there is no further important metric when it comes to building your credit than making sure you make on-time payments. Believe it or not, one late payment can drop your credit score by up to 100 points. So it's very important that you make your on-time payments when it comes to your credit card. Also, your utilization, right? Anything above 30% is going to hurt your credit score. The baseline of where you want to be is 30% of your credit limit. So for example, let's say you have $1,000 credit card. By the time that balance is reported to the credit bureaus, you do not want to be above $300 because once you're above, that's going to hurt your credit score. Typically, if you be able to get approved for any type of funding or new credit, the credit bureaus really want to see you below 20% or optimally 10%. But for now, if you just want to be able to put yourself on the side of helping your credit and not hurting your credit, 30% is the threshold where you do not want to eclipse. Once you eclipse 30%, then it's actually hurting your credit versus helping your credit. All right. Also, making sure that you're monitoring your credit reports. There's definitely platforms out there such as annualcreditreport.com, which is a credit reporting site where it's actually owned by the three major credit bureaus, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, where you'll have access to your credit report on a weekly basis, absolutely free, but you cannot fix what you cannot see. So therefore, I highly encourage you staying on top of your credit. Even if it's not on a weekly basis, guess what? At least on a monthly basis, at least once per month, making sure that there are no inaccuracies on your credit report. There's any accounts that shouldn't be there that's reporting on there because, of course, under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, anything that's reporting on your credit must be complete, accurate, and fair. So in order for you to be able to spot any errors and work on removing them, you need to stay on top of your credit. So Annual Credit Report is the site that I recommend and is also mandated by the credit bureaus as a reliable source for you to be able to access all of your credit reports. Now, it won't have your scores, but guess what? At least it'll have your credit reports for you, okay? Now, another tip and strategy on how you can be able to go ahead and finesse the credit game system that a lot of people aren't unaware of is getting credit building accounts such as a secured credit card. If you're new to the credit game, or if you have subprime credit, getting a secured credit card is the best way for you to be able to go ahead and build your credit as well too. Now, what a secured credit card is essentially is a credit card where you'll be putting up the security deposit that will be equivalent to the credit line of the credit card. So for example, say you give the credit card company a $500 security deposit, then guess what? That will be your credit limit for that credit card, which will be the $500. And this is a great way for you to start if you're having any credit issues or if you're unable to get approved for an unsecured credit card. First, you can start off with a secured credit card. Maintain the good habits that I've mentioned earlier in this video. And guess what? Within a short amount of time, 4 months, 5 months, or 6 months, you can graduate to unsecured credit card where the credit card company will issue back your $500. And guess what? They issue a credit line that it'll be an unsecured limit. So doing things such as becoming an authorized user on somebody's that's responsible, right? This could be a family member or friend or anything like that. If you know somebody that's using their credit card in a very responsible way, making on-time payments, they have low utilization, ask them, hey, would you allow me to become an authorized user on your card? Essentially, what you're doing is piggybacking off of their good credit responsibility. And what happens is that trade line is going to be reported on your credit report, and that's going to allow you to be able to boost your credit score and build your credit profile in your credit building process as well. So a lot of people are not aware of piggybacking off of someone else's credit, which I like to say is having a credit partner that can help you out to be able to build your credit and get to the next level when you're doing your credit building journey as well. All right. Now, there are many other things that you guys can do to be able to go ahead and build your credit profile and build your credit score, such as setting up automatic payments, right? If you're struggling on being able to keep track of all of your credit card payments and monthly bills, guess what? Set up auto pay. This is a great way where you could avoid having any late payments, being charged late fees or anything like that. So you can be able to stay on top of these things. And again, more importantly, you're not late on any credit card payments, which ultimately can tank your credit score, right? Also, be aware of the benefits of your credit cards. Typically, most credit cards out right now are providing reward points, cashback points, and features and benefits that beneficial for you to use these cards, and you can put more money back in your pocket, right? So you want to be able to go ahead and utilize the card that is most beneficial to your lifestyle, that gives you the most bang for your buck, right? If you have a credit card that issues cash back on ride sharing and you Uber and Lyfting all the time, guess what? You want to use that credit card for your ride sharing, and therefore you'll be able to put money back. If you're a person that dines out a lot or that uses monthly subscriptions and you have a credit card that offers rewards on these type of things, you want to be able to stay on top of it, as this is all money that's going to be put back in your pocket. It's very important, guys, that we want to work smart, not hard, and be able to go ahead and utilize these benefits and leverage them to be able to unlock financial freedom, more importantly, to finesse the credit game. But again, I hope today's tips and the strategies that I've shared with you today definitely help you out. A few final thoughts that I want to make sure I share with everybody. Make sure you're staying on top of your credit cards. If you're exercising these habits and being responsible, don't be afraid to ask for credit limit increases with your credit card company. Be able to see that you've been a responsible, good customer of theirs, and they'll be able to go ahead and increase your credit limit, which of course is going to increase your credit power with them. Also, never max out your credit cards. Make sure that you stay below the 30%, and either get a secured credit card or piggyback off somebody that could definitely help you out. These are ways that you could be able to build your credit. Listen, if you need help on building your credit, definitely check out the Blueprint Movement community in the link down below, as we have a community that's helping individuals to be able to repair, build, and leverage their credit. Listen, if you want to learn more, just hit the link down below. It's an awesome, dope, thriving community that we're helping individuals to be able to go ahead and leverage some of the strategies that I talked about today, as well as being able to get funding for themselves. If you want to be next, let us know in the comment or hit the link down below. But more importantly, if you got great value from this video, hit the subscribe button. We want you part of the community. We want to be able to spread this awareness, and we want people to be able to level up. And as always, catch you on the flip side. Peace.
Blueprint. This conversation about building up your blueprint. It's time to take it, cause time is wasted. Go grind and chase it, don't lose it. This generation need integration with information to move with. An inclination that is abiding in entertaining improvement. Yep, let's Paul with Blueprint. This guests are exclusive. Get on and tune in and then learn some new tips about credit, finance, investment. A nice chance to get rich and buy land. Flip it, quick 9 bands. Learn all the skills from Wes, he did it. Learn how to build successful business. Run up a mill and get the digits. Run up a mill. Look, safe place where guests are speaking. Based off financial freedom. All facts, no cap, believe it. Podcast, you have to see it.